Give it to me.
It's all the sports knowledge you need.
The Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds.
It's all the hot takes, great guests, and your calls.
It's nonstop sports 24/7.
Ready to deliver the awesome.
The Zone 105.9 and
At the Zone 1059.com.
Hour number 3 of the Out of Bounds Show. ESPN 1059 The Zone is brought to you by the Madison Healthplex Performance Center. So our studio is on Highway 463, and the Madison Healthplex is not but maybe a half a mile down the road. And exciting news that they opened yesterday, and we have Greg Centilli in the Bank Plus studio with us on the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 1059 The Zone, the CEO of the Madison Healthplex Performance Center. Greg, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. We're doing great. Doing better now.
You're doing better now. I can only imagine. Well, all right. So tell our listeners what happened yesterday and how excited y'all are to open your beautiful facility.
Yeah, we opened up yesterday, and it's obviously a tremendously exciting period. I mean, not only for the employees, but for the clients that are coming back. I mean, you look at this whole thing, and obviously none of us have ever been through anything like this. And, you know, the majority of the people that are going into these facilities are just trying to be healthy and just trying to get better and do more. And so when you take that away and then it's in the middle of the situation, it's really a strange situation.
That's a great point because we're routine,
Right.
and you have your customers, your members have been used to going in there 3, 4, 5 days a week, and that's their thing.
That's right.
And you know, it makes you feel better, right? Endorphins, all that. And so you know, you take that away, and they're like, "What in the world?" So now y'all have started the process of opening back up. And whether it was 10 people or 100 people, that had to be really exciting and cool for you and your staff to see people come in and work out yesterday.
I mean, everybody has a smile. Everybody's excited to get back to the gym. Everybody's excited to get back to their life.
Sure.
I mean, it's such a contradictory of what we're really trying to accomplish because this whole thing was about health. You know, you don't want to get sick. You want to have a strong immune system. Well, one of the main things that you can do with that is exercise, and we take it away from people. It is totally contradictory on what's going on. So, you know, the people that come in there, they're happy to be there. They want to work out. They want to be healthy. They're taking a proactive approach in their health and wellness, and that's awesome. And so, you know, with our partners with Mississippi Sports Medicine, with Baptist Health Systems, those are all about health and wellness. And so it's a great situation for us to be in. We're excited to open back up. You know, we're going to obviously have and follow the governor's mandates and directions, and we're apt to do that. As you know, that building is big, so 30% capacity to us is a whole lot of people.
It is.
And we've worked
it's a beautiful
hard.
Place.
You know, we've worked hard. We've got cleaning protocols in place. We spent a lot of money on cleaning and new things of hand washing stations, and we've got soap dispensers and hand dispensers everywhere. I think we bought all the cleaning products out. We've got them stocked up. We're ready.
You make a great point. Really, your whole business model is driven to help the immune system. It's a great point. Madison Healthplex Performance Center CEO Greg Centilli on the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 1059 The Zone. They're open. They opened yesterday. And excited. So are you doing a little bit different schedule?
This week, you know, we want to
that.
ramp up into kind of a couple of different stages. So this week, we're basically just open for people to come in and use the facility, swim, you know, work out, use the walking track. They can go into performance and work out. They can go outside on the turf and move around a little bit. So those are some new things with us. Good. Next week, we're going to get in to start bringing back limited classes. And making sure that we obviously do our social distancing and stay in our capacity. But next week we'll bring back boot camp classes, Group X classes, some aquatic classes. Good. So we'll just keep trickling up and getting a little more week by week, so we can make sure. The biggest thing we want to control is the cleaning of the facility. Right. And so if we do it in stages, then we can always gauge how much more cleaning we need to do versus how many more people are coming in at that time and everything. And so it gives us a good chance because we want to 100% have a safe environment for people to come in. And I think so far we've done a fantastic job, and we'll keep getting better week by week.
Sure. Madison Healthplex, Greg Centilli on the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone, and they are open for the biz, as Greg said. So they were open yesterday, open going forward, and they're going to go in phases, like a lot of businesses and restaurants and so on are going to do. All right, we got to shift gears here. I got to ask you a question. You got to share this. You remember that recruiting story you shared with us 2 years ago?
Yep.
Would you mind sharing that story again? Because we're always talking recruiting.
Yep.
All right, so Greg Centilli with the Madison Healthplex. Go ahead.
Recruiting in JUCO football is obviously an interesting experience.
Right.
And so at that time and period, everybody that comes in, obviously they have some deficits to go to junior college.
Right.
And that's what
some
the junior college is set up for.
Right.
And so we had a kid out of Texas that we wanted to go get. And
you were coaching in Kansas.
I was coaching in Kansas. Okay. And the kid had some problems, and he'd ended up in the county jail. And, our thing back then was, the funny thing was, the better the kid was, we said, he's not a bad kid, he just made a bad decision.
Right. Absolutely.
And so in JUCO, that happens a lot. And the kid wasn't a bad kid. But so we drove down to pick him up out of the county jail. Well, he comes walking out of the county jail, and he's still in all his orange scrubs and everything. And we go, well, first of all, we can't. Hey, where are your other clothes at? He's going, Coach, I don't have any other clothes. And I said, okay, this isn't going to look good. We can't drive back 12 hours with a guy in all these orange scrubs coming out of the county jail.
Right.
And so we start driving down the road, and I have my defense coordinator in there. He goes, Coach, we're going to get pulled over. We got this guy. I said, all right, well, let's do this. So we pulled over, and we all going through our bags, and we start giving him school sweats, and we're chunking the jail clothes out of the truck as we're driving back to Kansas and putting this kid in school sweats and everything. It was one of many interesting recruiting trips, especially at that time. You're talking about 20 years ago.
Sure.
Before, I'm glad there were no iPhones around.
Yes.
I'm glad there was no recording, no
Yeah.
social media. It was an interesting time.
I love that story.
Yeah. I mean, to pick a kid up out of jail, and he lasted with us about 2 weeks.
Oh, man. I was hoping you were going to say he was like all JUCO.
Just couldn't get it done. But, junior college football is a lot of fun. But you give a lot of kids a great opportunity to reset their life. And
it works a lot of times.
Absolutely, it does. JUCO football is awesome.
I mean, Bill Snyder and Jackie Sherrill made a living out of giving players another chance, and it worked out for them.
Well, and you got kids that come from disadvantaged homes and everything else, so you got a great opportunity to have a positive impact on that kid and reset them. And so I love JUCO, but it was fun. It made some interesting stories. Most of the stories you have to clean up so much that you can't tell them, but they're pretty funny.
Yeah, Kansas and Mississippi JUCO football. Yeah. I mean, that is the creme de la creme of JUCO football. So Greg used to coach there, and I remember he called in with that story, and that was great. The Madison Healthplex Performance Center is open for the biz. Now, what I would recommend also is they do a real good job on Facebook. And they just keep you updated on what they're doing, what's happening day to day, and so on. And as Greg said, they're going to ease into some classes next week. But go ahead and call them if you've got a question as far as times and what all's going on. They're doing something for seniors, too, from, I think, 10 a.m. to noon in the morning. Right. And so if you've got any questions, call them or go to Facebook. Madison Healthplex Performance Center is open for the biz. Greg Centilli, CEO of the Madison Healthplex Performance Center. Greg, good to see you. We'll do this again soon.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you for everything you do.
Be good, buddy. You're listening to Out of Bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone.